Coming back to our advisory here, we're looking at our teacher notebook and we see our 6th grade and our 7th grade and 8th grade advisory. So these are how you'll access each of those categories too. And when we go into 7th grade, you can pull down and then we will have each of our groups that you're able to look at. This gives you an opportunity to print out your rosters, look at it, and in this case too, our group 4, for example, we have no records on any of these kids at this group right here, but you can look at all of your different groups here. Same thing with our 8th grade. Looking back at 7th grade, we'll kind of refresh our memories too. In this case, Miss Tiffy and Miss Russell are our math teachers. Coach Rose is a science teacher, paraprofessional, both of these. So Miss Tiffy will be also responsible for getting lessons plans to Miss Rose. Miss Russell will be from Miss Mahia. And the same thing is happening in our 7th and 8th grade. Our lower groups here, 9 through 12, are kind of our lower levels too. Reading, we have 3 teachers, and then we've also in 7th grade implemented writing because those are our 3 tested STAR tests. So we have this right here is a 7th and 8th grade reading teacher, and this is an elective teacher. So they're all working together on a lesson plans to where they can reach each of the groups. We go over to our 8th grade. What we have there, we have our math teacher, reading, science, and history. These are all 4 of our tested subjects in 8th grade. And so this is our 2 8th grade math teachers plus a paraprofessional that will be at the lower levels with that. Reading, these are our 2 8th grade reading teachers. This is our art teacher or elected teacher, so we'll be working on the reading there. Science, this is our 2 science teachers. This is an elective teacher in history. We have 2 of our 8th grade social studies teachers plus an elective. Same thing's happening with our groups. 9 did not meet on math and reading. So all of how we place these kids into their groups there were just based on their math and reading scores last year. For in 7th grade, there's no writing scores that we put in there for that point, but we did the same classifications and groups on our kids based on their STAR scores. These are their advisory earned choices that they may do. They may go to the library and read and use electronics. Computer labs, we open 3 computer labs that they can work on the computers, learn and create. We will have teachers in each of those that will monitor that. What happens is a student comes into the library and our teacher will verify the blue agenda that a teacher has signed that it's an earned Friday for that student. If there is no signature on that day for that Friday, the student will be sent back to the 3rd period teacher to verify if it's been earned or if it should be in another class. So there's a lot of responsibilities, and these are all of our elected teachers that are monitoring this. In the band hall, if they're in band, Ms. Evans and Mr. T will probably bring those kids in there to practice some music. Choir, you have to be in choir to come to this class. You have to be in theater to go to this one. Art, you have to be in art class to do that. Ag, you have to be in ag to go to this one. The outside is what we're talking about, going to the track. We'll have 2 coaches out there monitoring it. They can walk the track. There's no set things and guidelines going on. In the gym, we have 3 teachers that are monitoring that. Sometimes they allow them to play basketball or do something, or some of the kids just sit in the stands and play on their phones and just talk. This is just kind of a reward system, but it's being monitored and responsible for teachers here. And this is what we're talking about too. If we have 2 or 3 teachers maybe absent that day, or something pops up, we have a couple of these paraprofessionals that will have to just cover the classes. And when that happens, we have to take away all of our advisory activities. But it's a good program. It is. Our expectations, we have a lot of advisory period lessons that we talk about. If we have to stay in the classroom, we'll go over classroom, some of our expectations, cafeteria, so forth. Great topics to discuss in our classes. And we do this usually the first 2 weeks of school because it takes us a little while. It takes us about a month to get all of this information right here in our classes together and so forth. It's a great program. That we have different things, and this is all, like I say, all accessible through our teacher notebook. Just click on, scroll down, and you'll have each of your groups that you may pick up and look at, and then you're looking at your responsibilities. Basis of this and the success of this is based on communication, no absences, good lesson planning, PLC discussions, looking at data analysis on your test to focus on where we're struggling, review of lower level processes and TEKs, and it's a good program.